from you, and the floor is yours.
Mr. Chairman, committee, thank you guys. Thank you so very much for allowing me. My name is Barbara Ehardt. As was stated, I am a state representative here in the great state of Idaho. As was also stated, I am the sponsor that brought the first of its kind legislation forward in protecting the Fairness in Women's Sports Act, protecting opportunities for girls and women in sports moving forward. I think you might find it interesting, certainly that I'm a representative, but my background is really what I think is more interesting. I was a Division I women's basketball player years ago, but and then I spent 15 years coaching Division I women's basketball at 4 different institutions. What a fantastic experience and opportunity I had. But you know, I was born in the 60s and I grew up in the 70s. And as I grew up, most people my age and older truly understand that as women, as girls, we did not have opportunities, not just in sports, but we didn't have the opportunities that we have now. And that's why these opportunities are so important to us. People used to ask me what I wanted to do when I grew up. And I would tell them I wanted to play sports. I literally was told, that's not what girls do. Now, what I didn't understand is as an 8-year-old kid in 1972, Title IX, as it was passed, would change my life. As I continued on, I certainly had the opportunity, which others didn't, to play junior high basketball, high school basketball, and as stated, was able to go on a scholarship to play collegiately at Idaho State. Then I was able to forge out that opportunity to coach collegiately at 4 fantastic institutions. I saw firsthand the struggles, even in the coaching profession, as we tried to move this forward, but what it was still like for our women to have the same opportunities as our men. And I'd have to say that as many of us have heard lately, we're still not there, but we have made great progress. You know what, I'd like to hit on a couple of things that have become very apparent to me through my coaching world and coaching life. So many people, when they take this particular situation, we're looking at it very myopically. We're saying, you know, let's take a high school team. And we're saying with that high school team, it's not going to hurt if we just allow one biological boy to participate. It's just one biological boy. But let's look at that and say, what happens when that biological boy plays? He takes the place of a biological girl. And I don't see that as being fair. Sure, she might have been the worst player on the team, probably, and she probably would have been cut the next year. But all the opportunities that she would have had are gone. But that's not where it ends. The entire dynamics of the team changes. Those who might have been the high scorer or the most valuable player, that's all now changed because of this biological male that's now on the team. But it doesn't stop there. Every team against whom they play, it now changes. The dynamics change because of this biological male on the team. And then I say, you know, if we're willing to accept just one biological male on that team, we have to be willing to systematically allow for the fact that if 12 biological males tried out for the team, that we would have to allow those 12 biological males to make the team. And my question then for all of us then becomes, where do the girls go? Now, you know, in Idaho here during the hearings, we absolutely heard the ACLU stand up and tell us that they would sue us, and they have followed through on that. But that didn't scare us. I'm so proud of Idaho because I also stood up to say there will be lawsuits, make no mistake about it. But let me tell you where the lawsuits are also going to come. They're going to come from the moms and dads of the girls whose positions and spots have been taken by the biological males. It was the great honor of the state and the great responsibility of the legislative body of the state of Idaho to stand up and make these decisions, because if we didn't make these decisions, that means, and much like I'm sure North Carolina, your small communities then will find out when these biological males are trying out for the team and demanding to be part of it, that communities are going to be fractured. You're going to leave principals and coaches, administrators, you're going to leave parents in the middle of this fray trying to decide what direction to go. And when this is something that should have and could have been handled by the legislative body. One of the things I stated on the floor during the Idaho testimony numerous times was when we were told that we would have an economic impact, it would hurt us. And I looked actually in my testimony to the great state of North Carolina, and I said when we have states that stand up for the rights of girls and women just overall, that state thrives. And I looked in the 2020 Forbes magazine, and the North Carolina was listed as the #1 state for business. And I will share with all of you that Idaho is the #1 state right now, #1 state in the nation for growth and for those moving into the state of Idaho, because we value our girls and our children and our women. And let me just finish by saying that that I am honored to stand with you and encourage you to please take up this legislation and stand for the rights and protections of our girls and women. Thank you so much for allowing me a few moments to share with all of you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Representative. It was a pleasure to meet you.